Welcome to this episode of the Arabian Sports Network's Inside the Playbook. I'm your host, Connor Weflin. Stay tuned. We've got a great episode coming up. Let's jump straight into it. We welcome you to this segment of ASN Inside the Playbook. I'm Connor Weflin, and I'm joined here by
Colton Bailey.
And today we're going to be talking about the possibility of MLB expansion. You know, like what teams, like what cities are those teams going to go into, the realignment of the divisions. You know, Colton, like what's your just initial take on this possibility?
I'd say that it would probably be good. I would say because we would be going from 30 to 32, allowing possible like growth of like the MLB more than it already has with these new cities being introduced into the league.
Yeah, I agree on some level that just overall the schedule, the divisions would be way more even. You know, if you jump from 30 to 32, scheduling gets easier to just together. So, like, what do you think about that? You think division realignment is a big part in why they're doing this?
Yeah, it's affect division realignment because I was like, because of 32 being, but it isn't. If it's an odd, is it an even or odd number? It's a number. I know that, but I'm pretty sure like with that, I'd say I feel like division to be a lot better. I'd say 'cause you would have more stuff, meaning a lot less traveling for the team as well. So possible like more like training could be done with a lot less traveling because schedule would also be a lot less cluttered because of the lack of traveling.
Yeah, I agree. And then, you know, when you look at division realignment, you can think like the NFL, who already has 32 teams, 4 divisions of 4 in each conference. It just makes things a whole lot smoother instead of just 3 of 5.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to the cities, there's 2 that have been at the top of almost everybody's list. That being Salt Lake City in Utah and Nashville, Tennessee. And honestly, that just makes a lot of sense. You know, those are 2 big market cities. It's going to draw in a lot of fans. I'm sure just baseball has expanded to a bigger audience of people across the U.S. So, you know, are there any other cities in mind, Colton, that, you know, would possibly down these 2 when it comes to picking one for a new team?
Not to be biased or anything, but I would say the Indiana Indians, even though we already have the Chicago Indians, so a possible name change might need to be done. But besides that, I would say that they might be good. Another thing I've also seen like on a bunch of lists is possible like Mexico and another Canadian team as well.
Yeah, I've seen that too. Definitely, you know, some expansionism into Canada or Mexico would be kind of cool. You know, we've seen that with the Toronto Raptors and the NBA. So bringing that to baseball wouldn't be, you know, the worst that could happen. And, you know, this expansionism is scheduled or predicted to happen within 2031 or 2032. So, you know, it's not really close, but the current commissioner has stated how he would like to have it done before 2029, I believe, before he steps out of his role. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes and when it happens.
I think the one with the last expansion, it was like back in 1998, which was like the end of what they call the expansion age. The MLB expanded a bunch of times before that until we got to the 30 teams. So I wonder if this might be like a second coming of the expansion age, possibly. It seemed like back then, once they expanded once, they expanded again and again and again until like it was like every like 2 years. I feel like I'm pretty sure it was till 1998 where they got to the 30 teams that they have right now.
I'm sorry.
What?
How many teams did you say again?
30.
30, yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, in 1998, they expanded with only 2 more back then, which is looking like the plan today. That in 1998 expansion, that introduced the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. So more than likely expansion when it comes to it coming up soon, it's most likely just going to be another 2 teams, get up to 32, make scheduling easier. And speaking of scheduling, it's the scheduling is likely going to shrink more than likely down to 156, 154 games. So not a big change, but it's definitely going to make that much easier when it comes to scheduling.
Yeah.
You know, what's your
You can speak.
sorry? Well, what Are there any other cities that you think would be a better fit? Any big market cities?
I would say like Texas again. I would say because usually like Texas usually has like two teams for every sport, or it's like for the NBA. I know off the top of my head, Mavericks and Rockets. I'd say so. And with them already having the Stars, not Stars. It's what's the baseball team called? I can remember it now.
I know there's the Dallas Stars in hockey.
Yeah, I'd say that's what I was thinking of. Hockey.
Mhm.
What's the baseball team called?
You can look it up real quick, but when it comes
Yeah.
to other teams like in the NFL, you have the Houston Texans, Dallas
Astros.
Cowboys.
It's called the Astros.
hmm And that's a big market. I mean, Texas, you already have plenty of sports teams there.
Yeah.
Any more wouldn't hurt. It drawing more fans.
Especially with Texas, like having two massive cities in America, that it might also help with like tourist stuff as well for like other like countries who would be a fan of baseball. Because I know that
Mhm.
baseball has been in the Olympics a couple times, so I feel like that might help a little bit as well.
Yeah, it definitely would. I agree on it help with it coming in the Olympics. And also, for some reasons they may be thinking about is, we already discussed more balanced schedules, divisions, all that. But, you think about the financial side of things. This is going to draw in more fans in bigger markets. That's going to bring in more merchandise purchases. So, it makes sense they're wanting to do this for that side. Not their main priority right now, but it's definitely something they're looking to do within the next few years. So,
Yeah.
what do you think about that when it comes to their reasons behind it?
I say for the reasons like finance reasons, I feel like it's smart because again, like merchandise helping in money. It would also create more like job opportunities as well because you need people to work at the stadiums, which would help with like declining job stuff. So it would also create more job opportunities for people to do.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely just the jobs this would create, especially if you go into those big markets. It's going to draw in a lot of jobs. And then, these plans to possibly expand have been going on since early 2024. So we're nearing almost a 2-year mark. But, there's been plans ever since that last expansion in 1998. There has been some times where expansion almost happened. Look back to the early 2010s where Montreal, Charlotte, and Mexico City were in talks about possibly getting a team. That never went anywhere. It doesn't look like it will go anywhere, but that was an early sign of, what could have come. And those team or cities are still in contention for possibly a expansion team. So, what do you think about those cities getting a little bit of recognition back then?
I would say like if it got recognized back then, it probably might still be on the table if they were considering it back then. Because again, it might only be two teams now, but again, like how it went back in the golden age of expansion, maybe two teams now that maybe it would be those two teams. But right now, it looks like they're really only looking at like the American teams. But still, that would still be nice if we could get like more like international baseball teams, kind of like how Japan has their own league with the MLB. Like we sent like people from I think because we have an international league. So, in fact, I'm pretty sure I remember on one of the articles it said that, like one of the teams that would be if there were to be more expansions, that one of the international teams would be coming back to like normal MLB, which I'd have to remember what team that would be. Oh, if I remember, I'll say it if I remember.
Mhm. So, we could keep on going with a bunch of reasons why the commissioner wanted to expand, why it never went through in the early 2010s. But unfortunately, that is all the time we have for this segment. So my name's Connor Weflin. I'm joined here by
Colton Bailey.
and you're listening to Inside the Playbook.
On all of the 91.7 WEEM social media pages, we post great content almost every day. So regardless of where you're seeing us now, you should make sure you can see us on any platform. We post awesome content like skits and funny videos, updates on our sports teams and their games, updates on stuff happening around the campus and community, and much more. We're 91.7 WEEM on all our socials, Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. So don't be afraid to give us a follow.
We welcome you here to this segment of ASN's Inside the Playbook. My name is Zion Palmieri. I'm joined here with
Emma Todd.
and we're going to be talking about this year's NFL season. It hasn't started. We're about a week or two out from it. And we're going to do some way too early playoff predictions. So we'll start off. We both made brackets ahead of time. In my 1 seed for the AFC, I have the Buffalo Bills. Emma, you put them 5. What do you think about the Bills?
I think they're really good. I think that their quarterback is very strong, and I think that they just have some weaknesses that like can put them where I put them.
Yeah, you put them at the 5 seed, which I thought was crazy. They're a good team. I think they were going to keep coming back. They tied in a lot of their players on long-term deals. Josh Allen, Khalil Shakir, Terrell Bernard, their linebacker. They're going to be good. We know it this year. They haven't cut their best player or anything, obviously. I don't know. I feel like 5 is a bit low for them. You have the Chiefs in the 1 seed.
Yeah, I thought the Chiefs just because of how many Super Bowls they have been in and like how many they've won in the past few years. I thought that like kind of showed like how they're progressing and with their strengths and everything.
Yeah, I have them in the 2 seed for that reason. They're just like the Bills. They're going to be a good team next year. They've got Mahomes at quarterback. I just think the Bills will beat them out, and Kansas City's going to make a deep playoff run like they always will. And it'll be a long time till we see them out of the divisional round or even the championship round of the AFC. So we will move on to the 3 seed. I have the Baltimore Ravens. Do you have the Ravens in your bracket? You do.
I do.
Also in the 3 seed, yeah.
Yeah. I thought with their, I don't know exactly who their their rushing is really good from what I've seen. I don't normally watch a ton of their games, but from what I've seen, their rushing is very good, and they have a lot of a really strong roster from what I've seen at least. So I think that kind of shows that they'll have a good season this year.
They have Lamar Jackson at quarterback, which always helps. They've got Derrick Henry at running back, a huge running back. And all of their receivers are really good after the catch. They're an explosive team, so they can either play you and go flat or not, in my opinion. And, usually they've been putting up good numbers, and Lamar Jackson's only getting better. He didn't win MVP last year, but, he still had a great season. I think it is important to mention Justin Tucker was released for, off-the-field stuff. That's your longtime kicker gone. That can hurt a team after a while. Curious to see how they fill that hole and how well the next guy up is going to do, but that's a tough loss for them.
For sure.
We'll move on to the next team. I have in the 4 seed the Denver Broncos, which was a little bit of a sleeper pick. I have them going all the way to the Super Bowl. They beat the Bills in the second round, and then championship round they play the Chiefs, and they go to the Super Bowl. I'm just trying to have fun with my bracket, so I don't see another playoffs that are Eagles-Chiefs.
Yeah.
Or Super Bowl that's Eagles-Chiefs.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I thought they really put it together well last year. I counted out Bo Nix, and I didn't think he was going to be able to do all the things he did, but they have a stellar defense, and if he can put the pieces together a little bit better in his sophomore season, they're gonna be great.
Yeah, they really do have a really good defense, and they're their pass, they're rushing with their pass, and I think they're really their offense is very strong too. So I think I put them at 4 too.
Yeah, I didn't expect their offense to be as good as it was last year. I'm trying to pull up any offseason moves for them. They extended Cortland Sutton 4 years, $92 million. That's a lot of money. They signed Evan Ingram, Dre Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga. They're just stealing all the 49ers players. This is going to be a good team. They took a good defense and made it better. Green light whenever I think of the Broncos this year. It's going to be a fun season.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll move to the... I'm trying to find, I can't read a bracket quickly. Houston Texans. I put them in the 5 seed. I have them losing to the Broncos in the first round of the playoffs. You have them the 7th seed.
Yeah, I put them 7th just because I definitely don't know a lot about their team. And so from what I've seen, they tend to have their offensive line, from what I've seen, isn't the best. So that's why I put them so low as I did. So that's just definitely what I thought.
Yeah, they're consistently hurt, and that doesn't help. As they slowly come back, I think they might be okay. They paid Derek Stingley Jr. That was the right contract to make. Jalen Petrie, the safety, got a 3-year extension. Don't hate it. Daniil Hunter, they signed for a year. Odd, but okay. I guess it works. I don't know. I think if they can get healthy, they can get back and get a little bit higher. And for the AFC, honestly, I think this is a wide open door. There isn't many good teams. I mean, we have the Chargers in our playoff bracket, and I mean they made it last year as the 7th seed, but I don't really think they're going to be all that this season. You do have the LA Chargers in your 2 seed. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm not the biggest person.
It's
in
okay.
football,
It's okay.
So I was just kind of looking at the stats, and that's kind of what I thought, because their quarterback Justin Herbert's really good, and then like they have a strong offensive line, and and they, from what I've seen, have good defense. So I thought like they would kind of fit there.
It's a sleeper pick. I don't hate it. Historically, it's not on your side with that. They haven't had a lot of success recently, but I mean, if they put the pieces together, they could do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. We'll move on here we'll do the 6th seed. I have the Patriots just because I'm cool. I thought it was fun. Like I said before, the AFC I think is a wide open door. Who was in the bracket last year? But I mean, the same normal teams: Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, Houston, Chargers. I think this is a wide open door, and I think the Patriots made a lot of moves last season. And if they can click early success with their coordinators and to put the young guys in the mix, and Will Campbell has some success on the line, they could steal that wild card spot or make the 6th or 7th seed.
Mm-hmm. I also put them as my 6th, and I strictly did that because they do have their linebackers are good, their safeties are good, tight ends are good, but they also have their weaknesses with their offensive line and stuff like that. So, but I think if they put the pieces together, like we were saying, that they'll definitely be good this year.
I'm very much looking forward to this season, especially. I mean, they signed Stephon Diggs. Their wide receiver room looks a little bit better. They drafted Trayvon Henderson out of Ohio State. It's going to be fun. I'm very excited as a fan. That is all the teams in my bracket that we have talked about. I have Denver making it to the playoffs. I kind of don't look at the playoffs smart when I'm making a bracket.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just okay, what would be fun here? And I look at the matchup. Okay, Bills, Broncos. Bills have a really good offense. Broncos have a really good defense. Defense is going to win that game. And I move them on to the next one. I was kind of fun when I filled out my bracket. Is there any let's look at yours. You have the Eagles winning the Super Bowl again.
Yeah.
Boring. Why do you think the Eagles are going to win it?
I said the Eagles just because of how many Super Bowls they've been in and won. So I thought if they've done it,
They're not changing much.
They're not changing a lot. So I thought they definitely have a big chance of winning the Super Bowl again.
Okay, we're slowly running out of time here. We'll go to the NFC. Obviously, we both filled out 2 brackets. What did you see from the NFC? Any teams you want to note that you think are going to make a deep run?
I thought that the Washington Commanders might make it or the Vikings would do, the Minnesota Vikings might do very well, just because I don't know exactly how many.
The Vikings was an interesting pick because just the quarterback situation there.
Yeah, I think that if they do pull it together, they could do really well.
I think there's a universe where that happens. Do I think it will? No, but I think there's a place for it.
There's a chance.
Yeah. Your other pick for the Commanders, good to pick there. I mean, they made it to the NFC Championship last year, and they fell to the Eagles. That's a team that also didn't change much. They just re-signed Terry McLaurin the other day. I mean, great re-signing. If you let him go, you're not making it back there. That's just the reality of the fact to me. You have them losing to the Vikings in the 2nd round, which, I mean, sometimes you have Cinderella teams like that, and they'll just make a run, so I don't hate it. I wanted to talk about the Lions. I have them in the 2 seed. I have the Eagles in the 1 seed, also going to the Super Bowl like you.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Lions in the 2 seed. I think the Lions probably might make it to the Super Bowl. If I picked a team that wasn't, I picked the Lions. Just because the way the bracket worked out, I have Tampa. going to the Super Bowl because I love the Bucs team. I think they have potential too, but I really think the Lions can put it together. They were so hurt last year, and if they can keep their guys on the field, I think they're going to make a run.
I think so too. I definitely agree because they just have like an elite offensive line, like very like energetic almost.
That whole
so
team
like,
is.
Yeah. So like it helps them a lot by being so energetic.
All right. Well, that'll about wrap it up for this segment. One final time. Who do you have going to the Super Bowl, Emma? I have Broncos, Eagles, with the Broncos winning it, and you have?
The Ravens and then the Eagles, and I have the Eagles winning it.
All right. I guess we can circle back to these picks around February of next year, see if we were right. All right. That'll do it for this segment. You're listening to ASN's Inside the Playbook.
Did you know that you don't only have to listen to 91.7 WEM in your cars? You can also listen to it on apps for iOS and Android.
Wesley, what are you listening to?
I'm listening to 91.7 WEEM.
On your phone? I thought you could only listen on a car.
It's available on iOS and Android's app stores.
Awesome. I'm going to go check it out right now.
And you too can listen to 91.7 WEEM on Apple or Android. Go download now.
WEEM. We welcome you back to this presentation of ASN's Inside the Playbook. I am Liam Davis, and I'm joined here with
Max Heineman.
And today we have some NFL award predictions for you guys. We're going to be talking about offensive, defensive, MVP, divisions, all of that stuff. So we're going to go ahead and get right into the chase here. We're going to start off with Coach of the Year. Max, who do you think is going to win that?
Nick Sirianni. I think he can do something with the Eagles again.
I think it's going to be Mike Vrabel.
Who won it last year?
I couldn't tell you.
I can't remember who it was.
But Mike Vrabel, he's a good coach. I
Yeah.
think he can do a great job this year.
I just don't like him because he was a coach for the Titans.
Yeah. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to Comeback Player of the Year. I'm going to go with Aiden Hutchinson.
You think so?
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody who got seriously injured last year who would make a good case for it.
Well, so we have this website where it shows predictions.
Yeah.
And there's Aiden Hutchinson on here. There's Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, I forgot about Christian McCaffrey. Yeah.
There's a lot of people, but those are the two main people. And I
Yeah.
still think it's going to be Aiden Hutchinson.
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. No, I think it'll be Christian McCaffrey because the Niners let go of everybody. Like Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk isn't who he used to be. And I just feel like it's going to be Brock Purdy, George Kittle, and Christian McCaffrey
I still think it's going to be Aiden Hutchinson. He was doing so good.
until he got hurt.
Yeah. And I think he's just going to keep doing better even when he's healthy. Now we're going to move on to Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Malachi Starks.
I'm going to go with Abdul Carter Jr.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I saw a clip of him in the preseason where he got leveled and then leveled by another guy. And that was like, oof, that didn't look too good. But that might have been just his welcome to the NFL moment.
Yeah. Every single person on here has Travis Hunter. For
Really?
Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think he'll definitely play more defense than offense.
I agree.
But I just feel like he's not going to perform well.
Yeah.
And now we're going to move on to Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Mine is either between Cam Ward, Will Campbell, or
Will Campbell.
he could be.
He's a lineman, Max.
That's fine. Hey, give love to the lineman.
I don't think I've ever seen a
Travion
lineman
Henderson.
win an MVP award or Offensive Rookie of the Year
He definitely
award.
could. I'm trying to think who else.
They got Ashton Jeanty,
Yeah.
Travis Hunter, Emeka Ibuka.
I don't think anybody from Ohio State's going to. I don't know. I'm sticking with Will Campbell. I like Will Campbell.
Dude, Max.
He sounds like a Ford F-150.
Dear God.
I love that guy.
I'm going to go with Ashton Jeanty. He was my favorite to win Heisman last year, and then he got snubbed from him. So I hope he snubs Travis Hunter from an Offensive Rookie of the Year award.
I hope so too. Take back from the Heisman. I feel like Jeanty should have won that.
That's it.
That was robbery.
It was not a very good sighting from me. And so we're going to go ahead and jump into Defensive Player of the Year. Bit of a bigger one.
Travarius Ward.
I'll just go ahead and say who they have on here.
Who they have?
They have Aiden Hutchinson, Jared Verse, Myles Garrett, Will Anderson, and Derek Stingley Jr.
I think the only person on that list that has any shot is Myles Garrett. I think Max Crosby is going to have not a breakout year, but one of his best years.
I don't think he'll be Defensive Player of the Year.
You don't think so?
No. I honestly think Derek Stingley Jr. could pull it off. He was so good, and then he dealt with some injuries, and then
What about Pat Surtain?
he's good. I just don't think that he's going to be as good as Derek Stingley Jr. next year.
No, I got that.
Now we're going to go into Offensive Player of the Year. I think there's one, maybe two clear options.
Who are yours?
Jamar Chase and Saquon Barkley.
I was going to say Justin Jefferson.
Really?
Yeah, J.J. McCarthy.
Wow.
J.J. McCarthy is insane.
I think Jamar Chase is going to pull it off. There's 4 people on here with Jamar Chase. One was Saquon Barkley.
I think Saquon Barkley. I just feel like the Bengals always get a really slow start. Like it takes them like 5 games to get going.
No.
Yes, it does.
I drafted Jamar Chase last year in the first round. The first week, he had like 35 points.
What are you talking about? Oh, for fantasy?
Yes.
Like individual, yes, but the team, but that also like
That doesn't matter. It's
to the NFL it obviously does.
No.
Yes. All right, whatever.
How? Who's won MVP from having a good team? But
Patrick
not a good-
Mahomes.
He did good the years that he won MVP.
Josh Allen did better.
No.
Yes, he did.
Patrick Mahomes had 5,000 yards with 50 touchdowns. How are you not going to give that guy an MVP?
You're the
Josh
leader
Allen
of the
did,
show, so I'm gonna let you.
Josh
be.
Allen did 10 times better than Patrick Mahomes last year, and he got the MVP by far. Now, we're going to skip MVP and come back to that. We're going to go to division winners predictions.
I think the Texans win the AFC South.
Yeah, I think so too. They have Texans clean sweeping in the AFC South.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Ravens for the AFC North.
I was gonna say Bengals, but
One
yeah,
person
Ravens are better.
has the Bengals. The Bengals just don't have a good enough defense, honestly, to win games. I think it's going to be the Ravens by a long shot.
I think Kansas City or the Chargers are AFC West. So
They have
what do you think?
no one has the Chargers.
Really?
Raiders, Chiefs, Broncos, Chiefs. I still think it's going to be the Chiefs, but I think the Broncos will be a close second.
Yeah.
And they have a Bills clean sweep in the AFC East.
Yeah.
And now we're going to go to the NFC side. The NFC North.
You gotta remind me who's in that. Is that the
Lions, Bears, Packers, Vikings.
Lions are winning that.
And they have Lions, Packers, Vikings.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's
What side are you
going
on?
to be the Lions.
Yeah, I don't see in any way that the Packers are gonna
Yeah.
be better than the Lions.
Now to the NFC South. That's the Saints,
That's the-
Buccaneers,
yeah.
Falcons, and who's the
Is it the Panthers?
Panthers.
I think Bucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Bucks also. It goes Buccaneers, Falcons, Buccaneers.
I think Michael Penix and Bijan are going to be good for the Falcons. I just don't think
Yeah.
that they're going to beat out Baker Mayfield. and
This
Mike
year's
Evans.
Kyle Pitts' year. Mark my words.
What'd you say?
I said this year is Kyle Pitts' year.
Kyle Pitts is not good. He's
now-
robbed me in fantasy.
Now we're gonna go to the NFC West.
Commanders. That's Commanders, right?
No,
No, that's
Commanders are on quite possibly the farthest point away from the NFC West.
Where are they? Are they in the South? No.
They're in the NFC East.
East.
They're in Washington D.C. The NFC West has Seattle.
They have the
The
AFC South,
49ers.
and the Colts are in the AFC South. We are not in the South.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the
but
NFC
what?
West has the 49ers, the Rams, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks.
See, I'm just not good with NFC divisions. I'm good with AFC.
I'm gonna choose the Seahawks to win.
No,
They're my favorite team.
no,
Always gotta love your favorite team.
no.
And now for the NFC East. That's the
Commanders.
Eagles, Commanders.
Eagles are going to win that division. It's
Yeah,
either the
Eag-
Eagles.
They have
or
the Eagles clean sweep.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's either them or the Commanders.
No,
But
I
feel
think
like
it's
the
going to be the Eagles.
I do too, but I feel like the Commanders can make a
All
good
right.
run for it.
We're coming up here on time. We're going to go to the MVP. This is there's a lot of different options here.
I don't think it'll be Patrick Mahomes.
I don't think it'll be Patrick Mahomes either.
I think it'll be either Saquon, Derrick Henry, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, or Lamar Jackson.
They have Jalen Hurts,
No.
Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, and Joe Burrow. I think it's going to be, honestly, move Jamar Chase to the MVP spot and give me Saquon Barkley for Offensive Player of the Year.
Really? I
Well,
don't think so.
realistically,
I don't-
with
a
the
wide receiver,
realistically for the NFL, it's gonna be Lamar or Josh Allen for MVP, and then they'll give a wide receiver Offensive Player of the Year.
no, they're not going to give a wide after Tyreek Hill's almost 2,000-yard season that one year. No way.
Yeah.
I don't think a wide receiver won't win it until they break like 2,200 yards.
Yeah. Well, that will be all the time that we have left here. Thank you for joining me and Max for this ASN's Inside the Playbook. You will have more segments coming your way. You're listening to 91.7 WEEM.
Well, that is going to do it for today's episode. Check back 2 weeks from now for our next one. Thanks for tuning in to the Arabian Sports Network's Inside the Playbook.